you all are having the greatest Sunday. Today I got a lollipop because I wanted to share it with Jenna, and we're going to have it after lunch because first we need to have a little bit of lunch, and then we're going to be having some of my lollipop. And I'm going to be sharing it with Jenna. Okay, Mom, you can say what you need to say now.
Jenna, what do you have to say? Can you just say hello?
And do you like my crumblish?
Hey everybody, happy Sunday.
And
Just
like,
on our way out of church.
excuse
So
me,
it
Dad.
was a very, very good service talking about the things that you should be looking for when
That's why I don't
determining
like sweets in my car.
who you're going to marry.
I didn't eat
So a lot of stuff for those who have gone through the premarital classes here at First Baptist. It's very familiar stuff, but it's always a good refresher. And I think the pastor made a good point, even for those of us who are married, it's a good thing to remember and apply, because if you have kids, one day the hope certainly is that they're going to get married, and there's a lot of things that are certainly true now that will be true then that they want to look for, and you as parents want to help them look for.
Excuse me. Can I say something?
No, hang on, Jordan. We just got started.
Where's the key on the floor?
I don't know. It must have fallen out of my pocket.
And today it's happy Sundays, and today it's a great Sundays, and I hope you all have the greatest Sundays today for everybody, as everybody wants to see everything. So my mom will take a picture of everything at our house, and then we'll just send it on Facebook, and you see everything that we post.
Good morning, everyone. It's still morning. It's about 11:30 or 11:26. My car clock is always 3 minutes fast, no matter what I do. Anyways, happy Sunday. It's actually the last official week of April. Wow, this month has really gone by tremendously. Like John said, we had a good time at service. The pastor preached a very good sermon.
Be
We
quiet,
got
Jordan.
to... It was a good refresher for those of us who did go through premarital counseling at church. I remember each session is like 10 weeks, so you have to go through the two of them. You have to finish the first one to go to the second one. So it was like a 20-week course on premarital counseling, and I think it was I know it was a very helpful course, because a lot of times there's some difficult questions that people don't necessarily ask while you're dating, because you always think it's going to be all positive and everything's going to be great, and then something happens and you're suddenly stuck and wondering what just happened. So at least this was a good way. During premarital counseling, we shared our credit reports to know how each person was doing, how we manage our finances, kids and things like that. I remember there was one question which I guess I thought I was ready for everything except for the one question that stumped me, where they said, what happens, maybe I shouldn't mention that because Jordan's in the car. But anyways, it was a very good session, and I am glad that we got a chance to take it, because it really has helped us throughout our marriage life, which we're 6 weeks, so it's 6 years and a week. So but so far so good. Everything's going well. We encountered an interesting thing this morning, event this morning. We were driving to church, and we're on Route 3, which is kind of like a major route. It's not necessarily, it's frequently traveled, and
the southbound.
we were traveling southbound, and it's a one-way street, one-way road, and on the other side of the trees and everything, it's the other way, going northbound. But anyways, there was a car going at full speed in this, in the northbound direction on the southbound route. So it was very scary. Thankfully, John saw them in time, and he was able to swerve out of the way. And we were ahead of like a bunch of people who were just released from the traffic lights. So that was a little scary. I'm hoping no one got hurt as a result of that, because there were a bunch of cars coming right behind us, and I don't even know what the driver might have been thinking. I saw a passenger as well in the car, and there's I'm thinking, there's no way they could have not known that was the wrong road, because if you turned into that road, you had to have turned from the northbound lane. So it was just very weird. But thankful we made it to church, and we're both, all very grateful. God's guidance, protection on our lives. Sometimes people just take things for granted, but this was definitely a good reminder that you always have to pray and be thankful for everything you have, and say you love you to your loved ones, because you just never know.
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting thing, because for those of you who are familiar with Route 3, like what Joy was describing, the southbound lanes are on one side, and then in the middle there's, whether there's stores or trees or whatever, that separates you from the northbound side. So there's no reason to be going the wrong direction on either side of the road, and this car was just coming up the southbound lanes going north like everything was fine.
Yeah, didn't even step on his brakes.
Yeah,
After he passed us, we're looking to see if he's stepping on his brakes.
Because as soon as I moved, even though he was in the other lane from us, I moved over toward the shoulder just to have room to be away from him. He just stayed in the lane he was in and just drove into 2 full lanes of oncoming traffic. Everybody was diving for the various shoulders. And then at the last minute, he all of a sudden cut across the other lane to the far shoulder, which it looked like it was going to cause a problem, but I don't think anybody hit him, because then the cars in the lane he was suddenly cutting into, they couldn't go to the shoulder because that's where he was going, and some of them were trying to swerve back into the roadway, but we didn't see any impacts and didn't hear any impacts, so hopefully he got to the shoulder and got stopped and nobody hit anybody. But it was very strange. Because I can understand if you're in the city and you accidentally make a wrong turn on a one-way street because you don't realize, that's one thing. But on this road, especially for those of you who are familiar with Route 3, you'll understand why there's just no way that should have happened. And for the person to be so nonchalant about it, it makes you wonder what was going on there.
Yeah, I'm hoping, one, the person didn't have a death wish of some kind, and two, I'm hoping it just wasn't someone who was impaired and just, couldn't think straight. I mean, this was something that could have caused significant hurt and injury to someone, So, well, we're just thankful and grateful.
Yep.
So, Jordan, do you want to say anything? What do you want to say?
And today is a very good Sunday, and
What did you learn at Sunday school today?
Today I learned at Sunday school. I can't remember.
How can you not remember? You just left Sunday school. I don't know.
I remember some different stuff.
Like what?
And we were actually coloring bumblebees and dragonflies and flowers at school.
Yeah, but you should also pay attention to the message. What was the message that was taught?
I can't remember still.
Yeah, we got to start working on that one, Jordan, because you got to be able to remember the stuff that you're taught.
And so today sorry, there's something in my eye. Allergies are just, I keep telling John, I feel like they're building a colony of hauling something in my head. Because at night I'm congested. In the morning there's all this gunk behind my throat. My eyes are itchy, and it's just been a very special allergy season. Not that anyone is not special. They're all equally special. I mean, I'm thankful for the warmer weather, I guess is what I should say, right? So looking at the positive side. But so today we're all wearing, the girls are wearing their Zuma African print skirts. Jenna?
My eyes are itchy.
Okay, sorry. John's wearing just our orange shirt, and I'm wearing...
Actually wearing, and today, my dad is wearing a red shirt because I see red on it.
No, it's orange.
Red.
It's burnt orange, Jordan. I'll explain that shortly. But I'm wearing the IOB Boutique headband, the African print headbands. I love these because they're so comfortable. Like, you really can't go wrong with them. I wear them, casually. I wear them to church. You can dress it up, especially if you have natural hair. Just throw it on there and you're good to go. I'm also wearing these earrings. It says "Faith Moves Mountains," and it has the Bible passage there and a mountain. Again, lightweight, beautiful, and a good way to add more to your wardrobe. Oh, a good thing to add to your wardrobe. So go visit ayobeboutique.com, AYOBE boutique.com. So, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the infinity thing. So Jordan, okay, we have this in our family. Actually, it's not just our family because this was how I grew up, right? So if people are saying something, like I can't even remember when we learned about infinity and how nothing comes after it. Infinity is pretty much all the end to where it's forever. So if we were arguing as kids, if we're arguing and something happened, I'd be like, forever infinity. So you can't say anything after forever infinity because that's it, you win, right? So I taught Jordan that, and now we always do the forever, like if someone says something and you don't agree with it, you just say your part in like infinity. So basically I just won, so it doesn't matter what else you say after that, we're done. And Jordan uses it against us quite a bit.
Yeah, because she likes to play a game where she'll be like, she'll say 1, then you're supposed to say 2, and then at some point whoever says infinity first wins, and she likes doing that.
Yeah.
And she's kind of getting the hang, like you said. They started to go back and forth there over red and orange on my shirt, and then Jordan said red infinity, so she wins.
Yeah.
And for those of you who want to get like a practical idea as to what this kind of looks like, go to YouTube. In the movie Dumb and Dumber, when they're doing the triple stamp and the anti-quitsies, and you can't triple stamp a double stamp and all that kind of stuff. That's kind of the basic idea, but it's a simpler version using the word infinity.
Okay, so my husband has a movie for every single scenario in life.
Or a TV show.
Or a TV show, oh yeah.
Especially Family Guy.
Family Guy,
A lot of times something happened, you go, oh, it's like that time on Family Guy.
Yeah, like every single time. Don't forget we're going to Michael's mic.
Yes.
Yeah. So every time something happens, he'll like, oh yeah, like that time on Family Guy. And I'm like, okay, so first of all, growing up, we were not allowed to watch like shows that portrayed anything other than, simple children fun or some non-violent shows. Like my parents were very strict about that. I remember the first time we had gotten the movie, we had borrowed the movie from a movie store. What was it called? The Little Mermaid. And my folks were not necessarily big on the movie. So, I mean, if you're Nigerian, you hear about what they call Nami Wato, which is kind of like a version of, a mermaid, and it's considered a spiritual thing, which is not very, my folks just don't, they're pastors, so they do not subscribe to any of that kind of stuff. But anyways, they told us not to watch the movie, and so, of course, us kids thinking we're wicked cool and we can get away with anything. Mind you, I got this from my father. When John's always saying, oh, you notice when I move things even an inch? Yeah, guess what? I inherited that trait from my dad. So anyways, we took the movie out of his room and we watched it, and then we put it back. I mean, I think we thought we put it in the same position. My dad got home from work that day and he was like, who took this movie out of here? And we're like, everyone's like, okay, I don't know. Needless to say, we all got a good spanking, and because nobody wanted to rat the other person out. I can't even remember who took out the movie now, but it was very interesting because everybody got, and there's 6 of us, so you don't rat on each other and you all get the spanking together. But my point of saying this is that we didn't get a chance to watch a lot of movies that were non-Christian or non-simple, joyful, cheery movies. So, we got to see Bambi.
Me, on the other hand, when
growing up, what were the cartoons? Oh yeah, we were allowed to watch Voltron. We were allowed to watch what was the other one? Super Ted. What John doesn't know about it. Oh my God, that was like one of my favorite cartoons. Nice.
Yeah, me on the other hand, when I was 10, I was watching Die Hard. So,
yeah. Oh, that would have never happened in my house. Heck, even as a teenager, we were not allowed to watch things like that. I mean, I think we used to watch, I don't know if many of you remember, there's this soap opera called Another Life. It was like way, 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 way in the 80s. I think it was in the 80s. Yeah, it was in the 80s. We used to watch that. So things like General Hospital obviously had way too much sexual stuff and violence and stuff, and it was not allowed in our house. I mean, in today's day and age, it's considered G rating, but then my folks probably thought it was definitely R rated, and we were not watching it. So so yeah, that's how I grew up, in case you're wondering. So I did grow up in a much more conservative home, but at the same time, trust and believe, I do not feel like I missed out on anything. We traveled a lot. That was the one thing my folks imparted in us. We did a lot of international traveling. They took us everywhere they went, so we had a good grasp of how things are outside of the area we grew up in. But yeah, That was yeah, John agrees. Even though he thinks it's always weird, like when he'll mention a movie and I'm like, huh? You know, like I'm the one who's singing Sound of Music. You know, yesterday I'm doing some sewing and I'm like singing doe, a deer, female deer, and all that kind of stuff. And John's like, yeah, okay.
Yep, never watched it.
Now, can you believe that? Someone who's never watched Sound of Music? Like, seriously, I can't even understand this. I mean, yeah, but okay, go on.
It's gonna be time to sign off.
Yeah, we're gonna sign off soon.
And yesterday my mom let me help her with the sewing spindle and take out the little tiny things from the skirt.
Don't worry, she paid her.
Oh, I paid her, but oh my gosh, Jordan really tremendously helped me. So I had made a mistake. Usually I do what I call condev, so concept development. If you're in project management or whatever, you know what that is. Basically, when you come up with an idea, you try to put it together and see if it works, kind of like doing a pilot program. So I had done a condev on a dress, which I just recently listed. Hey Samantha, how are you? So I recently listed it, but before I got that dress, oh, Jordan says hi. I had made a mistake on the elastic part, so I decided to take it all out because it was either I wasted all of the elastic thread or I wasted all of the fabric, and because it's a condev I didn't want to waste it because I might need to use it again for another outfit just to try something else. So I took out the threads, but it left all the little pieces, and Jordan was so, I mean, she literally saved me at least a solid hour or two taking out the thread, you know, individual little pieces of thread. And then after that, I needed to do another dress, and she helped me because you can't use those sewing machine to spool the bobbin. And she did that for me, no complaints. She did 2 for me. So yeah, she earned some money. Hi, Jordan. Sam says hello.
Hi, Sam.
So yeah, it was very, very helpful. She earned, I told her she'll earn 2. I said you could either earn a quarter or you could earn 2 dimes and a nickel. And
she ended up with 3 nickels and a dime. I mean, same difference.
Same difference. She still got the 25 cents, but she was really eager. Needless to say, after that, homegirl was asking me what work she can do so she can earn more money for her Oinky. Yo, Oinky don't need any extra money. Oinky's almost full, so now we gotta bring down, because she has a ton of piggy banks, so we'll bring down another one so she can start filling it up. But she's really excited about using her money this summer to buy flavored ices because she didn't know what those were, and she is lactose intolerant, so that was the only thing she wanted to, you know, actually enjoy. I mean, that's the only thing she can actually enjoy, not frozen yogurt and any of those things. So she's really excited about it.
No, Mommy's gonna run in.
Do you want him to come?
No, it's fine. Let's just sign off. We can be done.
Okay.
Stay here with me.
I want to come.
All right,
well, Jordan, maybe you can
with
come
me.
and Jen will stay with me.
Okay, all right. Anyways, we are at Michael's. I'll be introducing a new Mother's Day card for Iobi Boutique. Please stay tuned and go check out the site. It should be on there. I've done most of the work. I just need to pick up a couple of materials today. So stay tuned. And for those wondering about Atkins, yes, I'm still on it. And yo, so I weigh myself every 2 days, right? So far, I am down how many? 7.5 pounds. But the truth is, like, as of this morning, it's more like 9. But I can't count because today's not my second day, my weigh day. Tomorrow's morning is my weigh day. So after that, I'll be really excited. I'll, you know, post my results. Follow me on Instagram. I got that information out of there. Anyways, the cravings are all but gone. Grocery shopping may be a little harder because I don't know what they do at Walmart. They put all the sweets and everything along your path so that while you're walking, and for someone like me who was a sugar addict, that was it was a big challenge. But I overcame because I kept, I knew my hubby was going to be making me coffee.
Mm-hmm. And I did.
He always makes me coffee. That's one of the reasons. One of the million reasons I love him.
Yeah, that's one of the C's.
That's
why
one
I
of
got
the
married
C's.
coffee. If you saw the thing at First Baptist this morning, you understand why the joke about the C's.
Yeah, that's one of John's C's. He always makes me coffee. He supports my bad habit of drinking coffee. Yeah, my coffee addiction. Oh, Sam says no African rice. You know what, girl? I really wanted to make jollof rice today, but instead I'm going to make jollof spaghetti because John likes pasta, and I can use the same sauce to make pasta because I'm not going to eat it. If I make rice, I will eat it. So to prevent me from eating that, I have to just, you know, be good. Thanks, Sam. I'm sure you understand. Sniff, sniff. Okay, Jordan, you want to say bye?
Everybody say bye.
Bye. And today, I hope you have a great Sunday. Bye.
Bye. Jenna, you want to say bye? Say bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good Sunday and a good week.
Bye. Have a great Sunday today.
Bye. Have a great Sunday. Bye.